Allow me now to expound how it was that a weed proved to be the ending of us. A magical weed, marvelous of design, with leaves a chartreuse that delighted the eyes, and shuddering stalks that up to sun bent lovely blue blossoms of gorgeous scent, especially suited in the attracting of those with dietary needs exacting, such as the vegans, who, walking along, would notice this plant that didn't belong growing haphazard out of the sidewalk or else overtaking a nearby hillock. And identifying this flora as non-native, they moved to remove this species invasive, this most offensively unnatural plant, which had provoked the vegans' penchant for absolute agrarian order. And yet, upon touch, this weed discharged such an odor of panty-melting chocolate aroma that the vegans were thrust into ecstatic comas. Certainly, urgently, they'd need to nap, and so would grab blankets to cozily wrap themselves on a couch with plenty of snacks. The chocolate weed working also to relax their lumbars, pained from constantly lugging portable composts. The chocolate weed drugging, moreover, their sense of superiority. Such was this weed's supermajority of fragrant delight, which I'm going to detail. It hit the palate with the hint of Brazil nuts and a moldy boot leather bouquet and furniture polish spilt onto vase and lavender honey collected by bees buzzing the banks of the calm Euphrates. Its body was zesty with just a soupçon of the loincloths of barbaric Teutons, fresh from the sacking of decadent Rome, its finish recalling fermented lamb bones soup. Such was this weed's powerful distinction that it forestalled the weed's extinction, and they were elated and sent the kind doctor a placard reading "Renowned Benefactor of Herbage." They also threw him a fete, though Dr. O was unable to make that, employed as he was at further research. But this the weeds forgave. It in no way besmirched him in their eyes, for he helped them prevail. However, once Mother Nature regarded her scales, she saw an imbalance which demanded repercussions, neither too heavy-handed nor too light, but truly compensable to maintain her essential principle of equilibrium. Thus, unseen consequences often issue from our sciences. If this were not so, if science weren't checked, then soon all the world would be a big mess, for nature is poised to ever curtail those who in toil toy with her veil. Just in this instance, instead of a flood or blazing comet or emissions of our mowers and hummers and dirty coal plants or the off-gassing of decaying plastics, instead, our judgment, according to this fable, came upon us from out of the stable. For though chocolate weed pacified vegans, it roused within others much intrigue, and when a certain creature came upon it, sniffed its petals, and began to chomp it, all at once this creature went, for all intensive purposes, completely apeshit. Yes, I speak of the horses, those mighty fine creatures who once were thought noble, but then became features of countryside vistas, just lawn furnishings. And yet, the moment that they tasted the chocolate weed, all of that tameness went out the window. And then they stampeded into our preschools. Yes, I tell you this, though it be graphic and risking that some might find cause to laugh at it, the horses burst through a nursery wall, snatched up a child, then swallowed it whole, and were seen to smile as they went to the next crib. And in about a month, all of our babies had been taken up, presumably into the heavenly climes. Our populace cold at first by infanticide, though tots did not their appetite stop. Once the playgrounds were clear, on they galloped, from trade schools to grade schools, then universities, slaughtering with bestial perversity every good student, and the truant ones too, who were sacked in the alleys smoking their doobs, until mankind was a single body count, except for a contingent cloistered up on a mount. And the weeds, they had won, for the vegans were slayed. However, this left the garden vegetables dismayed, for who would tend to them? Who would water their beds? Plainly, they could not rely on horses. And so, although civilization's end came, a lot more of this war's chronicle still remains for me to detail. But now, I'll take leave, signing off with the song of the chocolate weed. Chocolate weed, if you feel the need for speed and you don't wanna go to seed. Chocolate weed, chocolate weed, chocolate weed, chocolate weed, chocolate weed. In your crepes, it provides a great escape from the dizziness in your paid. Not to mention, it tastes great. Eat it early, eat it late. Chocolate weed, chocolate weed. It's an all-organic feed. If you're smart, you will pay heed. In pellet form, it comes in beads. Boil and parade at the proper speed. Chocolate weed for horses' strength. It will calm you in your angst. We guarantee you will not faint. When you're storming the enemy's gates, you'll remain to maximum strength. Chocolate weed, chocolate weed. If you feel the need for speed and you don't wanna go to seed. Chocolate weed, chocolate weed, chocolate weed, chocolate weed. Finis. Fiona. Fiona.